everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Heather, and today I thought we would do something fast, and we're not doing a full sewing tutorial. We are going to make a strap using the rivet press, and we're going to do the whole process from start to finish. I noticed that I often don't show making the straps with webbing in my videos, and it's because it's really hard to shoot when you're making like a long 54-inch crossbody strap. It's difficult to get the whole thing in there, and I feel like sometimes I'm missing it when I'm explaining it. And so today I thought we're going to take just a scrap piece of webbing that we will actually use for a bag at some point, so it's not like it'll go to waste. But this is just a 21-inch long extra piece of 1.5-inch webbing, and so I thought it would be the perfect size for us to look at the strap as just one whole piece. And so you'll see how I fold it and all of those things all in one shot, which I think will be really helpful and much better than me trying to fit it all in on those long straps in the videos. So this will be a quick instructional video. We are using the Cam Snaps rivet press today. Okay, so we're not going to sew straps today. If you've watched me before, you know I hardly ever make a strap if it's not out of webbing. And I don't really sew straps either. I sew on a Juki TL2010Q, and that's my machine. I don't like how it stitches through straps sometimes, if I'm being honest. I love the machine, love it, but I prefer the riveted look. And so when I am making tutorials, that is 99.9% of the time how I'm finishing a strap. So I'm going to show you how I finish a strap with the Cam strap rivet press, Cam Snaps rivet press today, which means we're using rivets, double cap. And then we also just have some 1.5-inch hardware. So we've got a slider bar, and then we are, like I said, we're going to make a fully functional strap even though it's small. We've got 2 swivels, 1.5-inch as well. So, and this is, like I said, 21 inches, and this is webbing from Wonderground. So yeah, so let's do this. Let's make a strap, and we'll just, when we're done, keep it and use it for some upcoming project. All right, let me change the camera view. All right, so first things first, I do have the green machine from Cam Snaps, and then a couple of things that I just have on hand. We have the hole cutting die, top and bottom. These are the 2.5 millimeter die. So these are what I use for all of our hole punching. I'm just going to install those now because we will need to hole punch before we do anything else. Some people have 2 machines. Maybe I'll get there someday. And they keep the hole cutting die on one machine and then the pressing bits on the other machine. So these are the double cap rivets die that go into the machine, and we'll utilize those in a second. We have 9 millimeter silver rivets to match our hardware. And because this is a 1.5-inch strap, we'll go ahead and add 2 rivets in each location that we're securing today. If you've never used rivets, or if you're thinking about buying a machine, I definitely suggest it. I just love the finish of it. So you have one rivet that's going to have a long stem, and then one that's going to have, it's kind of like a short stem. And that's what you are going to put together when you are using these items. All right, so we have our 21-inch piece of webbing here. And what we're going to do first is we're going to take our slider bar, and we're going to take one end of our webbing, and we're going to put it over the middle, and back onto itself, okay? Just like so. Now you can measure when you make straps, you can eyeball it, you can wing it, whatever you want to call it. So now we're looking at the wrong side, right? And we're attached to ourself. However, because we're using webbing, I don't like the raw edges to stick out, so I am just going to double fold that. So I'm going to take my webbing and fold it in on itself, making like a little sandwich. So there's 3 layers now, all right? And we're just going to make sure we're as lined up as possible. I'm going to clip this for the time being. Okay. All right, so this is what we're working with right now. And before we move any further, we're going to punch our holes and we're going to insert our rivets for the time being. Now, I am going to grab our marking tool. One of the reasons I like webbing, and it's hard to see, but there are different, they stitch in different ways. And so on webbing, there's 5 different pathways, basically. That's what I'm calling it. Let's see if we can see them. See, here's one, and then this line, there's another one, and another one, and another one, another one. All right. So when I'm making a strap that's small, I will go ahead and just use the center of the 5 sort of pathways, and that's how I know we're good to go. Here, because it's a 1.5 inch, I'm going to use the secondary pathway in from each side, and so I'm going to just mark it. And we're going to mark it on the white, right there in the center. Now you can eyeball this too. I often do, if you've watched me before. All right, so there we go. We've got our markings, and that's exactly where we're going to punch our holes for our rivets. So we are going to have to move our clips that are holding it temporarily in place. And then you just go right down over your marking, and then we'll do the same thing over here. Sometimes you gotta put a little oomph into it when you're cutting your holes. It depends on what you're going through. All right, there we go. We've got our holes, and now the double cap rivets you can just push through, and they're gonna hold their spot for the most part. Sorry, that one didn't punch through all the way, so let me just get this one in first, and then we'll re-punch that. All right, and so then you're just gonna clip it. It makes a little clippy sound, and we're gonna re-punch through here. Ideally, I would have noticed before. I think that did it. Wow, what a bugger this one is, you guys. Well, this isn't usually as difficult as it's being right now. So we're just going to go through the back side here. That should ensure we're good to go. I heard a, hey, there we go. All right. Again, just going to clip it. All right. So this, we do have to press these, but we don't have to press them yet. All right. So we're all set. Strap is good to go. Now, what we want to do, okay, so this is the right side. We're going to turn this to the wrong side. All right, we're all with me? So we're looking at the wrong side, and the wrong side is where you've doubled over your webbing. Now we grab a swivel, and we're putting it with the right side down, wrong side up. Okay, And then we're going to come right up through the open edge of our slider and back down like so. Okay, so we've got swivel, right side of our slider bar, and on our free side here, we want to, now we have our right side up, put the right side of our swivel hook up, and now we're going to fold over. Again, we're going to do that double fold like so. Okay, and we're just going to clip. All right, so you can see we've got swivel, right side of our slider, and swivel. That's what you want when you're making a strap. Okay, so this is our wrong side. And we've got quite a bit of extra. So this is why we clip it. See what we're working with here. There we go. All right. I'm going to go ahead and make marks again because we want to ensure that we install rivets in the same place that we have them on our slider bar. So we're going to come in 2 pathways, and we will use the white once again right in the center there. Okay, right there. And there's our markings. Again, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring this a little bit closer so that I can put a little more oomph into my punching. Oh yeah, that was a good one. Okay, rivet in and cap on to hold it in place. And you heard that nice little crisp noise, and that tells us that it is where we need it to be. All right, it was just too far away from me. Just too far away. And there we go. All right, so now we're going to take our die set out, and we're going to switch it out so we can set our double cap rivets. And you know which side is which because only the top screws in, the bottom just floats in there. And now the thing with rivets is you do not have to put the same amount of pressure on setting these rivets as you had to make the hole. So just keep that in mind. Just a nice little push down. Okay. And that's going to set them. And then we've got to set these ones as well. And it doesn't matter. The double cap rivets are the same size on both caps. And so however you put it in, it's going to work out, and you can kind of feel that it's in there, in that little space. All right. And there we go, you guys. All right, so let's switch our camera view quickly. All right, so that was that, you guys. Wasn't that so much easier to see doing it in a small scale? So now we have a fully functioning, adorable little strap. We've set it with rivets. Again, you can measure if you want. You can wing it. I just grabbed a bag that I had over by my mannequin, and I'm taking off the strap. And we will just put this one on here quickly. See? And so, like, now it's a little elbow bag. If you have a child and you want to make a strap for a child or something like that. So, like, I get this isn't like a super functional size, but I wanted to show you that way I can make sure that I'm still providing basic sort of building skills. You guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but I learned how to sew, and I learned everything that I know about sewing from YouTube. And so it's one of the main reasons that I decided to get on YouTube, was to give back. And so I wanted to make sure, because people ask me about making straps all the time, and I know I'm not doing it justice. So hopefully this is doing it justice. It's also just a really fun way to use this machine to make interchangeable straps. So you can really change the look of your bag. Like, this is a totally different bag now as opposed to a crossbody. So I hope that this was beneficial to you. I will make sure that this is in a sewing basics section so that it's easy to find. Yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. Again, I'm going to incorporate some sort of smaller, shorter sewing basics into the channel, because I think that they're really important, especially for people like me who I'm still learning every day. So yeah, I hope that you liked it. I hope that you will try it if you haven't. If you've been intimidated by strap making, I promise you can do it. It's so simple, and I totally believe in you. All right. Well, have a great day. Can't wait to see the straps that you make, and I will see you soon.